Welcome to Python video series. In this video tutorial, we'll talk about if, else statement in Python. So here I'm going to take a use case, and using that use case, I will try to explain how we can use if, else statement, right? So here I'm going to take a stock price from the user, right? So I would say a variable name is called stock price, and here this stock price I would like to take from the user, right? So here I'm going to use a function is called int, right? I would like to take a price of a stock in integer, right? And here inside the int I'm going to call a function is called input, right? As you know, using input we can take input from the user, right? So here I will prompt a message enter stock price. Okay, so this message will prompt and user has to enter a stock price, right? So here using input, just we are prompting this message, and whatever input we'll take, that will be in a string. So I would like to convert that string into integer, so just I wrapped this function with int, so that input will be converted into the integer or int, and that will assign to this variable. Yeah, now here we can use if statement, and here I'm going to use a stock price, and stock price just I'm going to check if a stock price is less than equal to 0, right? Then I will just print a message please enter valid stock price. So this will just print this message, and that's it, right? And here when you write if condition, right? So here we have a if, and this is the condition which is going to return either true or false. If this statement becomes true, right, then inside this if block, whatever statement we have, right, that is going to execute. So as of now, just we have only one statement, which is print statement, which will just print of please enter values stock price, right? And as you know, when you write any block in Python, then you need to follow indentation, right? So if you have a let's say 5 statement inside this if block, then make sure that white space you have a same number of white space before writing all the statements within this block. Yeah, so now we can put one more statement, right? Let's say I would say bye, simple a message is called bye, that's it. So there are two statements here. If you put let's say I'm going to keep number of spaces between these two statements different, then here you can see it is showing error, right? So make sure that whatever statements comes under the block, you have a same number of white spaces before every statement, right? Now if I run this class, and if I stock price, if I am entering 0, then here you can see please enter valid stock price and buy message. So this statement is getting executed. So this is the one of the use case what we have taken. If user is entering stock price either 0 or less than 0, some negative price, then this piece of code is getting executed. But there are some more use cases we need to consider, right? Let's say if user enters some price which is let's say greater than 0, means some positive price, right, positive amount, then how you are going to handle. And that's how we have another statement else if you have to use if, right? If this statement is false, then that will check the next statement, that if putting this round bracket is optional, so I'm not going to put round bracket over here. Let's say now I'm going to check if a stock price is, let's say, greater than let's say greater than 0, and again a stock price is, let's say, less than 100, right, less than 100, then I would like to write some piece of code inside this, right? So you might have some kind of business logic, but here just I'm going to print a message. I would say stock price is between 0 to 100. That's it, right? Now final statement, let's say this statement is basically false. Then next statement is gonna check. If this statement becomes true, then whatever code is inside this, that is going to execute. Let's say, let me quote one more statement over here. If this statement also gets false, then finally we will put one else block, right? So else block will take care about the rest of the cases, right? Let's say stock price is 100 or greater than 100, then what will happen? Then else block will be executed, right? Then I will say here one more statement. I'll say stock price is above 100, right? Now if I run this application and if I take the price, let's say at this time I'm going to 10, right? Then this piece of the code is getting executed, right? Saying the stock price is between 0 to 100 and this buy statement, right? Let me put this buy statement over here as well. Let's say now I'm going to run it, and let's say stock price I'm going to let's say 200, right? Then here you can see stock price is above 100 is getting executed and buy message as well. So that's how you can write if, else if, and else statement in Python, right? Let me, before wrapping this exercise, let me tell you, let's say if you have a single if statement, right? Then you could write something like this. Let's say I have a number x equal to 200, right? And here I'm going to write if the round bracket is always optional, if x is greater than, let's say, 0, right? And here you are going to print a message. I would say x is positive number, right? Just you are printing this message. Of course this will become true and this message is going to print. So let's say I'm going to print stock price 1000. So of course this piece has been executed, and after that x greater than 0. So of course x is 200, it's greater than 0, saying that x is positive number, right? That gets printed, right? So here this statement basically, here if statement has started, and in this block we have only one statement. If this kind of situation you have only one statement you have, then you can inline this statement, right? You can write in single line. Here you can see there is no error. So that's how you can write if you have a single statement within the if block. And if I execute, then here you can see here saying that x is positive number, right? That's how you can write shorthand if statement, right? Now next thing what we are going to discuss, here I'm going to show you. Here you can have a nested if else statement as well, right? You can have a if statement inside the if. Here you can write if, let's say here I can write if x greater than let's say 100, yeah. So here you can write a message like print, I say I will write x is above 100, and again inside this if you can write one more if. Means that's how we can write a nested if, right? Nested if. So here I will write again x greater than, let's say 150, right? So that's how we write the if inside the if. Then again we can have some statement. Here I can write x is also above 150, right? That's how you write nested if else if statement. Inside that if we have one more, inside that you can have a if, and again we can have a else statement corresponding to this. If you want to write you can write else statement for this if as well, right? But here just I have taken the nested if inside if I run this application and let's say stock price I'm just entering 130, then that falls under this 130, that falls under this, right? And saying that stock price is over 100 and x is positive because of this guy. And here you can see saying that x is above 100 and then x is also above 150, right? That's how we can write a nested if statement as well, right? If inside the if. Now last but not the least, I would like to talk about when you write any if statement, right? Let's say if I write some if statement over here, and here let's say x, sorry, I would like to check again x, or let's say stock price. I would like to check stock price is greater than 0, right? So here when you write any if block, then you need to put at least one statement inside this, else this will show you compilation error. If I run this application, then of course we will run out some exception, right? So here saying that line number 24, it is showing 24, but here reason is that did not write any statement inside the if block, and that's the reason. So if that is the case, sometimes if you run like a situation, you write some if and then you put some condition, but you don't need to put any statement inside this. Later point of time, whatever business implementation you want to do, you can do that, but for time being you don't want to write anything, then you can simply write a pass, right? And here you can see now error has gone. So if you write pass, then you don't need to really write any statement inside the if block. So this is not only valid for the if block only. Even if you write some kind of looping, or if you write some kind of classes and within the class you don't write anything, then simply you can write a pass. Now if I run this class, then run this program, then here you can see it is coming perfectly, right? So pass, when you write when you are going to write pass, when you don't want to put any statement within the any conditional statement, right? Like if or any looping statement, right? So that's all I wanted to discuss in this video tutorial, guys. I hope you understood how if else statement works, and how we can write a nested if condition, and how we can compile a program where we have some conditional like if condition, and there we don't want to write any statement, right? So guys, big thank you for watching this video, and see you there in the next video tutorial.